Hello guys, well, it's been a while. So in this video today I'm going to discuss with you how your speaking test would be. So usually for your speaking test there will be two tasks. Okay, so for your speaking test you have to use conversational strategies in social interactions. You have to express your ideas orally. You have to initiate and contribute to group discussions, and you have to present appropriate closing strategies. Okay, so using conversational strategies in social interactions. Well, just imagine a situation where you have to talk with your friends, or when you have to discuss about something with your friends. So there are some conversational strategies in social interactions. For example, before you initiate your issues, maybe you can start with some opening, introducing yourself or introducing the topic or introducing what you are going to talk about. Or you can start with a small talk, but in this test you don't have to do so. What you have to do is just introduce yourself, introduce what you're going to talk about or the topic, and then go straight into the things that you want to talk about, because you are only given around 2 minutes to present your ideas. So this is for the first part. So for the second presentation, which will be done in a group, where you have to like present and listen to others' ideas. Here there are more to do. You can interrupt your friends. You can well, if you do not agree with them, you can say that you do not agree with them, but there are strategies in doing this. Maybe you can use strategies to interrupt. For example, saying you're sorry. Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. Or you can say, well, that's a great idea, but I have to agree with that. Or you can support their ideas first, and maybe you can come up with a better solution. Okay, and then here you have to, for the second presentation, you have to practice what we call turn taking. So turn taking is what we call it, a strategy where you first listen to your friends when they are given their chance to talk, and then you wait for your turn to speak, then you speak. So how do you know where you want when you want to speak? So there are certain cues that you can look for. For example, when your friend pauses for quite a long time, you can go in and jump into the conversation, presenting your ideas, or adding up to what your friends are saying. Or if your friends are talking too much, maybe you can stop them, but do it do it with manner. Do not just go in and just interrupt. Maybe you can say, I'm sorry, I think that's a good idea, but since we do not have enough time, maybe we can ask our friend here to continue with his or her idea. Or you can say that that's a good idea, but I would like to add, or I would like to agree, or I would like to disagree, and then you can go on with your idea. So expressing ideas orally in academic and non-academic situation here. For this one, I'm sorry, you have to express your ideas. When you express your ideas, use the strategies that you have done. You can look up how to express your ideas, and then you also have to initiate and contribute to group discussion. So this is where I mentioned about turn taking, and then how to interrupt your friends. So sometimes when your friends are talking too much, you have to interrupt, because they may have taken the time for others to talk. So maybe someone has to stop them, but in doing so, you have to be aware of how you do that. So for this one, you can look up at how you can interrupt your friends. Okay, and then when you want to close your speech, there are also some closing strategies. So please look that up. How to close your speech. Do not just talk and then you just stop. You do not just talk and then stop like immediately. So that would be awkward. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, you have two items. You have individual presentation. This is where you explain your ideas. So usually in this assessment, you are going to be given an issue, for example, like this. Ways to save money, and then they will give you like certain options. Usually they will give up to if I'm not mistaken 4 or 5 ways. So maybe the first one would be piggy bank, and then maybe the second one would be invest. The third one would be business. Sorry, did I get it right? Business, whatever. And then why am I getting confused right now? Let's just search for it. Business. Yeah, that's the correct one. Single S, sorry. And then maybe the fourth one would be piggy bank, invest, business. Do not spend too much. So here, when you get your question, you are going to be asked to you are going to be assigned one of these option each. So the person A would get piggy bank, person B would get invest, person C would get business, and person D will get do not spend too much. So when you get your question, brainstorm for a while, and then you are going to present your ideas on this. So you will be given 2 minutes to do so. All right, and then after you all 4 of you have finished with your individual presentation, you are going to be doing a group discussion. Okay, so let's see. For group discussion, you will be given 10 minutes here. 10 minutes to do it. So you are going to speak in group. So the marks are 10 for individual and 10 for group discussion. So to get 10 for individual, you have to be you have to fulfill the task. So when you are asked to talk about saving money with piggy bank, um, give at least 2 or 3 ways how to save and how it could help you in saving money, and also provide us with some examples. And then for the group presentation, also 10 marks. Here, you have to contribute. Do not stay silent. So when your friend talking, maybe you can add up to them. Maybe you can agree with them, and please use your time wisely. So do not just be passive. You have to be active. Okay. So let's look at how it is done. Okay, so ways to save money. Let's say I am person D right now. So my question would be on do not spend too much money. So maybe I can start with this. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to all of you. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the 4 ways to save money. So I'm going to talk about do not spend too much. As a student, well, we do not have a stable income. Some of us, well, I think the majority of us would rely on PTPTN. So when we get the money, our loan, we do not have to spend too much. We spend on necessary things. So when talking about necessary things, what included are food, maybe accommodation, and now we are living in the era of technology. Maybe we need to buy some gadgets for our studies. So we have to be wise in choosing the technology that we want to buy. I mean, the gadgets that we want to buy. Okay, so do not when talking about not spending too much, what we can do is maybe we can choose wisely on what we want to buy. Okay, for example, for food, we know that we do not have that much of money. Yes, maybe we might feel that we receive a lot of money at first, but if you divide your PTPTN loan that you receive with the month that you have to use them, then it wouldn't be that much, right? So do not spend that much on stuff. For example, food just now. You can eat McDonald's once in a while, but do not make it a habit. Do not like eat McDonald's every day. You can have it like once a month. That would be okay. And then when buying gadgets, so this is actually a problem for students because they love gadgets. So when you want to buy a gadget, do not be too influenced by your friends. To instead of buying Apple, maybe you can buy Android phones, which is what we call it, cheaper, and has quite a similar function compared to Apple products, because Apple products are quite what we call it, quite expensive, and they are of a quality, but instead of buying that, you can buy a cheaper one with quite a similar spec. And then do not be too brand conscious. If you want, some might say that you can use Apple product, you can buy a refurbished one for a cheaper price, but you have to bear in mind that is a used one. So buy a new one, but buy a new phone. You don't have to buy Apple. You can buy Android phone with quite a similar spec at a at a cheaper price. So do not spend too much on your gadget. um, but and then you have more money to save. Let's take a comparisons. Okay, so this is just an example. The cheapest iPhone would cost you around 2,000. So let's say you receive well, your loan is 3,000 per semester, so you just use 2,000 for a phone, then you are only left with 1,000 to eat. So that wouldn't be that much, right? And then you want to save, so that is not achievable. So if you buy an Android phone, you can get a good Android phone for around 6 to 800 ringgit. Then you still have around 2,200 or 2,400 to use. So maybe you can save up until 4 or 500, and then you can use the rest of 900 ringgit for food, accommodation, and also books. So now you have more money to save because you do not spend too much on gadget, or you can also watch out uh, your expenditure on food. Let's say if you eat at cafe, it only costs you around 4 to 5 ringgit per meal, but if you eat outside, it will cost you around 10 ringgit. So that is half of, I mean, eating at the cafeteria is half of the cost of eating outside. Plus, when you want to go outside, then you have to pay for your Grab and also your transportation. So that will add up to the cost. So you don't have much more money to save. Okay, so I hope my explanation on saving money by not spending too much is adequate, and I hope you can learn from it. Thank you. Okay, so just now you can see how I ended my presentation, right? I don't just stop immediately. So I use some strategies where I'm saying that I'm hoping that you can, I hope that you understand my presentation, and I hope you can learn from it. Something like that. So that is one of the strategy. Or maybe you can say that I hope my presentation is beneficial for you, and maybe we can learn something from it. So that is one of the strategies that we can use. Okay. So let's go to presenting in a group. So I'm going to be acting as 4 persons now. So I might change my what we call it, my my persona once in a while. Okay, so let me just start. So now I am person A. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning or very good day. Today we are going to discuss about ways to save money. So each of us has been assigned one way each. So person A, me, will be talking about having a piggy bank. Person B would talk about doing some investment. Person C would be talking about doing business, and person D would be talking about not spending too much. So I will start the discussion with saving money by having a piggy bank. So piggy bank is actually a bank, or in Malay we call it tabung, where we put our money in. So this is the easiest way. Even kids can do it. So whenever you have some money, put aside some money, and then just put it in your piggy bank. Over time, you will notice that your piggy bank would get what we call it, would get heavier. So you can put coins, you can put your paper money in there. Just don't worry about the amount, because as you put money in it, it will add up. And maybe at the end of the semester, you will find that you have money to be spent, or to do something or to buy a new phone. Okay, so this is the simplest way. You can buy a piggy bank at any shop. It will cost you around, well, as low as 2 ringgit. So just get one, and then whenever you have money lying around, or you have extra money in your wallet, just put it in your piggy bank. However, you have to be careful not to open your piggy bank before your semester ends, because if you do this, then your money will keep on missing, as you are actually using your money that you are saving up. Okay, now I'm going to pass the talking turn to person B. Thank you, person A. I'm going to talk about investing your money to save money. Okay, right now there are a lot of investment scheme, but the easiest way to invest your money is to put your money in the bank and not to use them, as we know that every year the bank will give us some profit. Well, that's not a lot, but you'll get something. That is the easiest way. The other way to invest your money is to give them to your, or not to give them, is to buy something that can that you can resell after that. For example, if you like to collect toys, right? Hot Wheels, for example, there are certain rare Hot Wheel models that you can buy, and you can sell it back at a higher price. So that is one of the ways to invest your money. Well, yes, you spend first, but you invest. But and then another way to do it is, well, this can be done if you are working. You can use your money to buy properties, because we know that properties price usually just go up, then they don't go down. So you can buy properties and then wait for a certain time, and you can sell it back at a higher price. And I think for students, if we can, you can buy gold. There are a lot of banks that offer you a scheme where you can buy gold, save for them, and then you can resell it back at a higher price as the time goes on. So if you use the bank's service, maybe you can buy just about 1 gram per month, or 1 gram per semester. It will only cost you around 200 something for 1 gram. So I know that as a student we don't have that much money, but well, we have 3 years here in UiTM. So if we well, let's say you buy 1 gram of gold each semester at, let's say, 240 ringgit. So 6 semester you have around 6 grams of gold. So you have spent around how much? 240 times 6, around 2,000 something, right? That's quite a lot of money. But try to sell it back at after 1 or 2 years, it will double up. Okay, I will give you the situation. 5 years ago, the gold price was around 140 per gram. So now after 5 years it is 240. So using this example, maybe after 3 years or 5 years, the price would add up another 100. So let's say you have spent around 2000 sorry, was it 2006? Let's say that you have spent around 240. So when you sell it back, maybe you can get 340. Maybe a bit less, 300, but you still get a profit of 60 ringgit. So that is saving the money. Even if you are not selling it, you still have the goal, and you can sell it anytime you want at a higher price. So that is a good way to save money. I'm sorry, person candidate B. How is this different from business? Thank you, candidate C. For business, it's a bit different because for business you buy things and sell it immediately for a profit. So investment, well, it's quite similar, but it's different. You buy something and you have to wait for a certain period to sell that item back to get money. And then if you do not sell it, then you still have the actual thing, and that thing has a value, and the value keeps on going up. Okay, thank you, candidate C. Hi, thank you, candidate B. Hi, I am candidate C. I am going to talk about saving money through business. Okay, as candidate B mentioned just now, investment is quite different with business, as investment is you buy that thing and you have to wait for a certain period for the value to go up, and then you sell it. In business, well, you buy stuff at a cheaper price and then you sell it at a marked up price, so you can get profit. So one way to save our money is to spend our money in business. For example, we know that university students, they like gadgets, and one of the gadgets that keep on breaking is their USB cable or their earphones. So usually students would buy earphones at 10 ringgit per item, or USB cable at 10 ringgit per items. Do you know that you can buy it for around 1 to 2 ringgit per item? So this is how business works. For example, now you just get your PTPTN money, right? And then you want to save money, but you don't know how. So just go to any website, buy some cable, not too much. Maybe you can buy 10 USB cables at 2 ringgit each, and then you can sell it to your friend at, let's say the market price is 10 ringgit. You can sell it at 10 ringgit, or if you want to boost your sale, maybe you can give them some discount, sell them at 8 ringgit. So now you have 6 ringgit of profit. So after you get the profit, maybe you can save up the profit, or half of the save all of the profit, use your principal, your 2 ringgit to spend, or you can roll your profit and your capital, sorry, not principal, your capital, and then get more money. So in other way, you are actually saving and multiplying your money. Don't worry, if your product is not perishable, you can always keep them up, and then students can keep on coming. Your customer will keep on coming, because you know that USB cables and earphones can they break that easily, so you can sell them at a cheaper price compared to retail price, but you get them at even lower prices. So with the money that you get, you can both spend and save them. Okay, thank you. Now I think candidate D would add some more points to our discussion, right? Yes, thank you, candidate C. Hi, I'm candidate D. I'm going to talk about not spending too much money to save money. Well, we know that when we spend money, we lose our money, right? So one of the ways not to lose that much of money and save them is to not spend too much. Okay, I like to say this. As students, we really like gadgets, right? Sometimes we spend too much on gadget. when we see our friends using a new gadget, we want to buy a new gadget, and we want, for example, if we see our friends using iPhone, we want to buy iPhone. But is it necessary to spend that much on a phone? Not, right? You can buy a cheaper Android phone, which has quite a similar specifications and usage compared to the iPhone. So instead of spending 2,000 something on the cheapest iPhone, you can get an Android phone for 6 to 800 ringgit. So that is around 1,200 ringgit spend savings that you make there, and the 100 and 2,000 ringgit can be spent and can also be saved. Maybe you can spend half and save half. That way you have some money to save. Another way is to not spend too much on your food. I'm not saying that you cannot eat, but we just don't eat at a classy place. For example, not to eat at McDonald's every day. Well, you can eat at McDonald's, but maybe you can do it like once a month. That would be acceptable, because when you go to McDonald's, the cheapest menu that they have is the Set Jimat, which costs you around 5 ringgit and 90 cent. But if you eat at your cafeteria, you will only spend around 5 ringgit. So that is around 90 cents of saving. And you have to remember, if you go to McDonald's, you also have to pay for your transportation costs, the Grab cost, your van kunyit cost. So that is another some more ringgit to spend, right? So you have less money to save, right? I hope my explanation is beneficial to all of you. Yes, Candidate D. Yes, Candidate D. Yes, Candidate D. Okay, thank you. Now, Candidate A is speaking. Now we have listened to our friends talking about how to save money. Now, which one is the best way to save our money? I think the best way to save our money is to invest. What do you think, Candidate B? Yeah, I think investment is a good way to save money. Business is also a good way, but you have to be active in business. But in investment, you can just buy, for example, gold, and then just keep it for some time, and then you can sell it at a higher price then. Thank you, Candidate B. I'm Candidate C. I think, yeah, that is true. Investment is the best way, because if you are active in business, sometimes you might lose your track, and now you are studying, right? So if you are too active in business, sometimes it can what we call it, distract you from your study. But yes, you can do investment while doing a small business. That won't hurt you. Candidate D, what do you think about that? Thank you. I think, yeah, both business and investment is quite good. Are quite good. I think for students, they can do both, invest and do some small business. But I think in this case, I would like to choose business, because while we do business, we are actually learning something more of our study, instead of just studying. What do you think, Candidate A? Yes, I agree with you. So I think the best way is business. All agree? Yes, we agree with that. Thank you. So guys, this may be how you can do your presentation. I know that this is not the best way to illustrate it, but since we are in PKP, and we couldn't meet that often because of our connection problem, maybe you can look at how people do it on YouTube. There are some examples that may help you with your presentation. Okay, thank you.